So those are male papayas, but I keep them there because I have plenty of fruiting ones. Insects love them. The pollinators love them. That's why I keep them.
So if parasitic wasp?
Like a lot of parasitic wasps, a lot of these little bumblebees. Like I saw a couple on the Moringa flowers. They'll go on them.
The big ones.
Yeah, those big bug ones. They'll go in there. You'll see hummingbirds on there. I've seen hummingbirds on the papaya flowers. And at sundown, if you come here at sundown and walk this, there's the hummingbird moths that are all over those flowers.
Oh, wow. This is what the typical Florida soil looks like.
This beach sand.
And you have it already so
we inoculated. Yeah, we inoculated it too with
bokashi?
No, compost. No bokashi. Yeah. So it still got hit with compost and a little fertilizer. That's why I just keep my head down and just do my thing here. And just lead by example. Be that change. I'm not asking for permission for anybody.
Exactly.
If I feel like it's right in my heart,
I'm
gonna do it. I haven't just trialed it yet. It is deciduous, so that's why I haven't really incorporated it into my system, since I'm planting some a lot of frost sensitive stuff. I don't want any deciduous type trees or plants, meaning they drop their leaves during the winter. So when they go dormant in the winter, they drop their leaves. So that defeats the purpose to have that evergreen upper canopy to kind of cushion them. But if I was planting a whole system and I want a lot of natives, this is what I would plant. This is a good early secondary emergent. That's what I've observed. Even because I tell folks, like, you could just look in our natural landscape. I'm always, anytime I'm in our like when we went to the Canaveral National Seashore, I'm always looking how ecological succession's playing out, what support species are being played, how's that canopy's growing, what's occupying this. And I always see these occupying that top part of that canopy in certain areas. So and it responds well to pruning, because I keep cutting this back and it keeps flushing back.
Yeah,
so
and
it
it's
has a good
so green.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing too, to always observe what species and support because I have my certain keystone species that I like to use, but that's just me personally. The possibilities are endless, and context dictates that. And so it's good to look on what's on the fence lines, or what's in abandoned areas or abandoned lots, seeing what's growing and emerging there. That weedscape are showing you what your pioneer species are. What's being used as that jumpstart of that ecological succession.
And planting in between.
And then planting, so it's mostly growing this as support, and then you can throw your other food stuff. Because most of like bananas, papayas, like these fruits that we desire a lot come from an abundant system, abundant fertility. And then we put them into soils and conditions that aren't very abundant
at all. It's just straight grass.
And then you're like, it keeps dying on me, or you keep coming with wood chips and feeding it, or fertilizer and keep feeding it. And we just plant around it and plant the supports and needs, because we're not only focusing above ground, we're also focusing deep in the ground, the root structure.
So what do you say to people that say that these are competing with each other?
They're never competing. Nature doesn't compete. Nature's never in isolation.
Ooh.
Yeah. Going back into the community part, us plant people understand that nature's never in isolation. There's a community. There's a consortium of planting
and even
support.
If the community is of things that aren't beneficial, there's still a community. It might not just be beneficial to the newly established thing that was brought from outside. Got you. This, and also like focusing on the mycelium and the interconnectedness, because we're
creating that internet highway, that mycelium highway of exchange of information. These plants are all communicating with each other, working in these two, this all system, and even across the's a whole network underground. So that's why we plant a high density. So back here is where our composting is done. It's been a while since I flipped compost.
That's like the least favorite garden task.
I got a tractor for that, but it's still sitting on the tractor and flipping it.
Damn.
So I have to flip.
Did we come back here?
No, we haven't. We didn't.
Wow.
This is the wood chips that I'm just holding on for carbon material to mix in. So like when we do a chicken harvest, any extra plant material, the bunny's manure.
The thermometer.
Yeah, always monitoring temperature, because we get it hot. Right now it's cooling down. If I flip this again, it'll become even more active. We typically keep our compost pile around 130 to 140. Right now it's just very slow.
Wow.
It's still active. The heat, it's still generating heat. If you come here like on a winter morning and flipping compost is a fun thing because all the steam and heat from it.
Yes.
So this is I'll flip this again, and then this is eventually going to make its way into the garden. This is
Oh,
a
wow.
new system, a new line that we just planted a few weeks
So
ago.
pretty.
This is 4 weeks old. You can see the pattern. So
dang, this is only 4 weeks.
This is 4 weeks. And
wow.
You can see the high planting density that we have. So we have our Napier grass line. I love the grass line on the edges of the tree rows for a few reasons. First, it helps prevent the crouching grass and weeds to come into that, because eventually this fills out and kind of shades out that understory that prevents that coming through. And then it also shades out and keeps that understory covered.
Yes.
The main focus on this is lychees. So you can see the lychees are planted at 20-foot center. Everything else planted in here is to support the lychees. So if you come here, this roselle is an early emergent. I had extra originally, this planting design, I didn't have it, but I was like, oh, I got extra roselle, let me just throw it in there.
Wow.
With the intentions of, if it gets too big, I'll chop it, drop it. Roselle is a great biomass producer because it responds well to pruning and it puts out a lot of foliage. So I could come here with pruners and kind of do a little light pruning and lift the skirt up to make room for the jack bean and the mavunos to come through. You can see this whole consortium planting here. So this is all seed bomb and planted at once. So we transplanted in this system. I'll run through everything that's planted here that you see. There's lychees, eucalyptus, bananas, canna lilies, mulberries, tithonia. Those were all done from either transplants, cuttings, or rhizomes. And then the Napier is from cuttings. Then for seed bombs, we have, I always stick with the same species: pigeon pea, jack bean, mavuno cowpeas, candlestick cassia, leucaena, and zinnias.
Wow.
So zinnias being your placenta one, and then with that, there's an intention behind that cocktail of seeds. And they all occupy different strata and different succession. So like your zinnias is your placenta one, short-lived cycle, emergent placenta one. Your mavuno cowpea is your medium placenta two. Your jack bean is your high medium placenta two early secondary one, because I have some jack beans that are a little over a year old. Roselle is a placenta 2 emergent species. The pigeon pea is secondary 1, which you can see here. It's now coming through, is secondary 1, high strata. Your candlestick cassia is placenta 1, sorry, not placenta 1, secondary 1, medium strata. Your leucaena in here, I don't think leucaena is germinated yet. Let's see. It tends to be a little bit on the slower side on germinating. But then the leucaena is your high strata secondary 2. So you can see like at one, so eventually the conditions are going to change that the zinnias don't want, which you can see zinnias.
I see us right here.
Yeah, where you see them. Yep, you can see them popping through. So eventually the conditions will alter and change that. The zinnia has served its function, and it fades its way out. And then what's going to hit what's going to follow the zinnia is going to be that jack bean and the pigeon pea and whatnot. The lemon eucalyptus will be my secondary 2 possible climax emergent species. This is my climax species here, the high strata. The banana is a medium strata secondary species. You can even see the tithonia here. This is an early secondary species. This is now germinating. So you can see the high planting density. And we also want this because there's very little weeds popping through.
Very little.
So that's keeping the ground suppressed, and whatever weeds did germinate, they're kind of suppressed and slow because it altered the conditions for those weeds to really thrive. Because this pigweeds and stuff like that, when you disturb the soil, that's the early pioneer species. They're paving the ground and creating the conditions for another plant species to come in and then occupy that. But then that changes and alters the conditions, and that pigweed alters and moves its way out. It served its ecological function. So that's the same thing that we're kind of having here. But we selectively choose the plants that we want to manage. So this is what I've been what I've worked with, and I know how they grow, and I know how to manage them.
Got you.
So there's a pattern here. So there's the zinnia, there's the eucalyptus, more zinnies here, roselle, eucalyptus again. Let's see if the mulberry. Here's a banana here popping through. This was planted as a corm. It's now pushing through.
And that's 4 weeks old?
This is all 4 weeks old, yep.
Damn.
Eucalyptus here. I might have to like manage it.
These are cassia pods?
That is the Lucana pods, yeah.
So do you want me to put these?
Oh, you could you could always keep feeding that in there. You can see the Tithonia cuttings took off. That's a 4-week-old Tithonia cutting.
Wow.
Let's see if there should be...
You can have a dense food forest.
Yeah.
There's so much food here already just from the leaves of the sorrel.
And depending on the time of the... Yes, exactly. And depending on the time of year when you're planting this, like if I planted the system in spring, I would put zucchinis in here. So that would have been a good placenta 1 medium-high strata to occupy. I could have done a winter squash as well, like a Seminole pumpkin too, if I wanted to. Instead of using the Mavuno cowpeas, maybe I would use the squash.
I gotta come back during springtime.
So depending on the time of year and the seasonality, it will change. If we were planting this maybe in September, instead of the cowpea, I would plant like bush beans, like regular green bush beans, like providers beans. But this time of year, since it's super hot, I know these plants thrive in these conditions, and that's what I planted. Let's see. Yeah, these.
So this is an Inga?
That is no Ingas planted here. That is, let's see, that is jack bean.
Okay.
That's a jack bean. That's pigeon pea. There's Tithonia coming through.
4 weeks old.
Yeah.
But I also love that you have some established trees, but like you said, you're planting your supports.
Yep, I'm planting my support. So, and I've also jumpstart the system. So depending on your context, I cheat when it comes into successional agriculture or centropic, because this system was jump-started with fertilizer and compost.
Okay.
So instead of planting all the accumulator species, all those support species first that can handle poor soil conditions, the true pioneers of building up that soil, I kind of skipped that step and just hit it with compost. So when you hit it, how I kind of say it, it's like you're pushing 2 to 3 years into succession.
For sure.
Adding the fertilizer and the compost. But sometimes you might be in an area where you don't have an abundance of wood chips.
Yeah.
Or you're in an area that you're doing such a large planting and the soil conditions are so poor. Well, before planting your heavy feeders, the plants that want to thrive in an abundant system, you have to plant out those supports first.
Yeah.
Create the soil conditions they want to thrive and create the environments where they can thrive. Not irrigated. It was irrigated once the day it was planted, and then it's been raining nonstop. So this is it's
looking so good.
Yeah, there should be mulberry cuttings and in here, and here they are. Mulberries.
Okay.
Let's see if any have taken off. None's taken off yet. These might not even look that well. But yeah, there's mulberries planted in there.
I see your mulberries in that tree line.
Yeah, those are the Thai mulberries.
Got you.
So that's where I keep pulling a lot of the propagation.
Hella banana racks.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying now. And these are the Cavendish?
No, these are Namois.
Dang.
These are all Namois.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, in this you can see 2, 3,
it's like
4.
6.
I think down this whole row there's probably,
because that's 2 right there.
There should be at least 15, 20 racks down this line.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. I haven't come out here to count the amount of racks I have.
Just right there, there's 6. I'm like,
yeah, and that's just this is 75 feet. So you can think in this whole stretch if there's 6 racks.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's probably 6, 8. Yeah, there could be about 30, 40 racks in there.
And so many papayas too. Big old papaya.
All the Lucanos going high up in the sky.
Yeah, I've been noticing those too. So
those will get pollard here soon. I'll run them through the chipper. I'll wood chip them.
Okay, so that's how you use the
that's what I use. I just like there's pros and cons to chipping. The cons is that first off, you're using fuel to chop and drop it. The second is since it's also chipped up, more surface area is exposed, so faster decomposition. Versus if I kept that whole and just use machetes and just chunk it up, it's more chunky, less surface area is exposed, so a slower decomposition. But I like the ease of the management of chipping it and all that. It just looks tighter, cleaner.
For sure.
Context dictates.
Exactly. For sure. So I see, is this your own homegrown mulch?
This is brought in.
Okay.
This is like the OUC had a Davey contracted and they were working in the area. And they came knocking on the door, hey, you want some mulch? I'm like, sure, I'll take it. Absolutely. So this is actually, all this mulch was collected from this neighborhood though.
Wow.
Which was pretty cool. So to at least have that story. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you guys are still local. This is awesome.
But yeah, now I just have a bunch for composting throughout the season. So this is my carbon material, and then everything, all the fresh produce that needs to get compost, or all the byproduct of the chicken harvest, or even the manure from the rabbits, will go into the compost.
And then you turn it? And then turn it.
Yep.
Got you.
Yep. So I'll just heap it up, and then once the heap gets big enough, then I'll mix it and flip it and turn it over. So that's a young system. So this is, like I said, I've over the years been honing in on those, not having those gaps. So you can see here, I have those gaps. So there should always be something in an area fulfilling that space and time.
Got you.
So let's see, we'll see how this looks 2 years from now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, which should be like this 2 years.
Yeah. Or like the other system, because the other system felt more close together, like densely planted. I guess the one in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is the goal.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is my compost. And then I also have this crazy idea to eventually plant out more timber type trees to have my own mulch for compost. So I create an agroforestry system that's catered to mulching.
Yeah.
So not creating the timber or a carbon material, but also planting a high amount of like green manure or green material like the tithonias and grasses, so I can create my own compost.
So these mulberries are freshly pruned?
Yeah, because we propagated a bunch. I needed 150 cuttings for across the street.
Got you.
So yeah, which we can go across the street and I can show you the community agroforestry planting that we just did.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's why some of these are down to its stick, because we took a tremendous amount of propagation material.
They're fruiting good though.
They flushed back. That was cut back 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
And they're already flushing out. And there's fruit. I see there's fruit. Yeah, there is fruit coming on. That's the cool thing about those everbearing type mulberry varieties. They fruit twice a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a everbearing and it just
always
you can't even keep up with it.
And there are more Rex here.
So many. It's a monkey's dream.
That's a human's dream. At least my dream.
No, seriously.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, that one was on the brink for a while. There's so many beans in here too.
Yeah.
So you want to stop those before they go to seed too?
Yeah. Okay. I don't want anything going to senescence because I don't want that information to transfer. The idea is to keep everything in that growth pulse. The only thing I want fruiting and going to fruit, because when a cowpea or bean goes to fruit, that's their seed production, that's their reproductive, that's their form of senescence. I don't want that energy to be communicated into the system, because then they start pulling from the system, because the plant's like, I need all my energy to go into my offspring. Yeah. And that's what the seeds are, it's offspring.
And then they start to decompose and you want it all lively.
I want to keep in that growth pulse consistently. Yeah. So if you look on like a life cycle graph of most plants, there's a peak. You eventually hit this peak of after its growth, right before senescence. That's where you want to eliminate it, right before senescence.
Got you.
And keep it in that growth pulse. Keep that energy going. Zone. That's why we do a lot of pruning and we stay on top of our management.
Got you.
But there are sort of just general guidelines, because during the fall, the tithonia goes to bloom, the pigeon peas go into beans, but I can't chop and drop those. I need them to stay lush and flourish. So I kind of look away and be like, all right, you're staying there till about February.
Yeah.
So I wait till about around Valentine's Day is the time that I start resetting and pruning again and wake the system up.
Okay.
That's also around the time the bees become active. So that's splitting season for this area. So understanding and being a beekeeper and understanding the natural rhythm, because bees are very in tune to the environment here. And that's when they want to start splitting, and they start swarming and that's just their natural reproductive cycle of carrying on. Yeah, just them creating more colonies. They leave half the colony behind with the new queen and half the resources, and then the old queen takes half the resources and half the colonies and splits somewhere else, and that's how they keep propagating forward. So bees only do that when nature starts, when there's an abundance of resources. So when nectar and pollen is available, that's when they do it. So when nectar and pollen is being produced and being available for these bees, that's just a sign that nature is waking up. It's ready to push forward. We're springing into action. So our spring really starts, in my opinion, around early February.
Got you.
Yeah.
I guess
so that's when I start. That's when everything that's been in senescence and stagnant and dormant from the winter, that's when I open up. Technically, that's still winter, but that's we're in Florida. You go off of your environment. Nature is never in a box. You really got to study your environment and your climate. And that's why I also love telling folks, like, we live in Central Florida. We're in a very unique climate. There's not a lot of similar places around the world. Like, we're we get too cold to grow a lot of tropicals. Like, we can't grow breadfruit. We can't grow certain sapotes.
Yeah.
But then we're also too far south that there's a lot of temperate stuff that we can't grow.
Yeah.
But then there is a fair amount. Like, where else in the world can you grow peaches with bananas and papaya?
Exactly.
So that's what's the beautiful thing of what location.
And mulberries. Somebody messaged me. They're like, "How are you harvesting? Was it mulberries?" I think he was like, "You're harvesting mulberries in June." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yep.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Or like blackberries. Like, I'm still picking blackberries.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's really amazing.
We
didn't even talk about these. This is amazing.
Pineapple. These are all grocery store. They started off as grocery store pineapples, so with just the tops of it. But the cool thing about pineapples, once you get them established and you have a little patch established, you like set it and forget it, and then you have an endless amount of propagation material. So pineapples is low strata. They like to be in the understory of a tree in that shady environment. They're in the same family of bromeliads. So when you look at in our landscape, you see certain people's landscape that have these massive oak trees and bromeliads hovering underneath. So you can plant them at a high density. You see bromeliads on top. But this whole area was just prepped with a bunch of compost, mulch, and then slipped in there, and I haven't fed or done anything to it.
Yeah.
I just have to manage some of the grass and the palms are in here.
I see some logs too, and it's not even minding the big carbon rich
not at all. And then you have all these slips here that I'll be planting out. So what if one pineapple, you take the top, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have 15 pineapple plants here that I can
grocery store pineapple. And you don't even have to pop them out. They'll get themselves in the ground.
So what then I do, and I learned this from Matt Reese from Peace River Organics in Punta Gorda, how he propagates pineapples after they're done fruiting. I wish I had my stash on here. Because there's one here that I could pick and show you. But you strip the leaves completely. And I might even still have some buried in between. Let me see. They're still around. I think that they pretty much gave me all I needed. So you strip the leaves down to its actual corm of the pineapple plant, and then you plant that horizontally, and it'll shoot out a bunch of pups. After all that, I harvest this massive pineapple and all this slip, strip that leaf down to the actual main corm and stem of the pineapple, and bury that underground horizontally.
I have to have an example of that.
Yeah, hold on. Let me grab gloves and my pruners and machetes, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Give me a sec.
And then we're gonna eat pineapple. No.
Yeah. I wish I cleaned up this patch a little bit more.
Oh my gosh, Mike. Nobody's.
It doesn't matter because it still pushes out such productive pineapples. So I'll use this one as an example because this is pretty much ripe. This is about the time I'll let it. I'd rather it get fully yellow, but then sometimes other critters will beat you to it. So it's nice to pick it a little bit under, but you can see it's almost ready. Yeah, you can even smell that.
Yes. Oh my God.
So you can take that home for it. You could take that home.
Oh my God.
So off of that one plant, that's also decided to shoot out a couple pups.
Oh.
So here's some slips here.
Okay.
So that we can just plant and put straight into the ground. But what I'm talking about, after you're done grabbing, because you can see some of them have a lot of little slips popping out.
Yes.
You can rip and remove the plant.
Oh.
Completely. And then what you're going to want to do is rip off these leaves.
Oh, wow. This looks like a large pineapple top.
Yep.
Holy crap.
So I'll rip out this leaf. And like I said, I learned this from Matt Reese down in Punta Gorda with Pro River Agroforestry. That's actually where I took a workshop there with a tropic solution at Tiago Barbosa a couple years back, and really accelerated my knowledge on it. But one really cool tip that Matt shared, and I think he even shared this on his YouTube channel, this corm right here is what we're going to want to plant. Oh, my machete. There it is. So this is what we're going to plant. So all this will just get cycled back in there. We'll feed it in nicely, organize it. But all you need to do is just plant this. So that's why I keep this center part open, because then after pineapple season is done and I harvest everything here, I'm ready to reorganize and manage this. I have an alley here where I open this. And I'll help to remove the roots.
Soft and lush that is.
And then plant it like that and backfill it. And then that corm, there's still, you saw how thick that corn is, there's still a lot of energy in there, and it's going to go through a cycle. It's like, hey, I need to keep pushing out more pups. So it'll start shooting out a bunch of these little slips that you saw. So you'll see a bunch of little slips pop out from that corm.
Wow.
Eventually you'll see a bunch of little guys. Like at one point you'll see like 5 or 6 of them side by side popping out through there. So and that's how you can propagate pineapples on the cheap.
Yeah, one pineapple to
100. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then these, you can find your next new pineapple patch, or fill in the blank where you took it out and let that come through. So there's already a pup here. I'll let that, or actually, I'll throw a couple in here. And then I'll most likely take most of these and start planting into the back system.
Got you.
But for now, I'll just put it here. And I just plug them in. I don't soak them in water. I just put them in nice moist soil like that, set it, and forget it.
I know that's right.
Everyone's like putting in this cup of water.
Yes.
No, you don't need to do that.
No, I've had more success with the water than just the drought method. Yeah. But with how you did it with the corm too, it grows in its natural growth habit. Yeah. When you do it with a little pup propagation, sometimes just one isn't enough of a stable environment to really hold like the pineapple structure. True. You see like how they're all cramped. Yeah, compacted like that.
Yeah, you can plant them about like 8 to 12 inches apart with no problem.
Yeah.
So and you can see.
Really close.
Yeah.
So nice.
So yeah, probably by the end of the year, you'll see a bunch of little slips popping through.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so that's how, so after all these fruiting ones, because after that main corm has set fruit, it's not going to set fruit again.
Yeah.
Just like a banana pup or a banana stem. As soon as it sets fruit, it's done its purpose. So you harvest the fruit, sacrifice the stem, feed it back in. Okay. And then the next pup. It's same thing with pineapples. That one plant, ready set fruit, it's just going to start shooting out pups, and those pups are going to set out fruit, and then that cycle continues forward.
This smells so good. I see how animals can find it now.
How strong the smell is.
It's actually really strong. Yeah, and it's not even like yellow. I let
mine sit. Yeah, I usually wait till it's yellow because that's the best tasting fruit.
Oh my god!
And it's like literally like candy.
Yes, it is. But the raccoons, like I have raccoons in my yard. They come every night.
I saw Andre the farmer has his little cage set up for his pineapples.
Yeah,
I never have to do that here. I usually never have that bit.
Wow.
And I think maybe it's the cat. I do have raccoons here, but they don't go after my pineapple.
No, they coexist with the cats. Like they be hanging out in my backyard.
Yeah, they'll be eating the cat.
It's crazy.
I'm all about inviting all the goods and the bad, because you need to keep that ecology going.
Exactly.
And feed and let bring food source. If you want to have those beneficial insects, you have to give them a food source for them to hang around. So, but so yeah, this is the back system that's mainly focused, like I said, on finger limes, avocados, and lychees.
Okay.
We can transition into the next
area.
So yeah, you can see we just started transplanting them, the lychees here.
How are your feet? I know. I'm like, all this cushion. Oh, we're all getting bit, but
yeah, the little ants. The ants here are crazy.
I thought we were talking about mosquitoes.
Oh, is there mosquitoes there?
I don't know, but I just feel like it is because it's so moist.
So,
wow.
This is where we keep our bees back here. I'm actually getting ready to transition them here. This is also where we run our chicken tractors. We run broilers. We typically keep about 25 birds here. I'll get into details there. And then this system is actually where I first started planting, but I mostly let this grow wild for propagation. But this is also where I have guavas and mangoes growing. So all this Napier grass, like I said, is going to cane because I'm trying to plant grass lines on the edges of my the peaches, which is now transitioning into citrus and mangoes. So this is all propagation material for this Napier's propagation material, but this line and main focus is guava here, which I'm doing some air layering there.
Yes.
And here's the mangoes, and then there's another one down there.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's another rainbow eucalyptus.
Wow. I'm like.
So this whole system went down from this last hurricane. There was a thicker canopy set, but I never pruned it and I didn't stay on top of it. And it got knocked down. So yeah, now it's been slowly coming back, and I've been coming back in, managing more support. Here, you want the bees?
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? I thought it was a wasp.
No, there's a lot of bees around here.
Gosh.
So same thing pattern. There's so these didn't make it during the winter, these mangoes, because this was so much more open. I didn't get that canopy set in. So now I got to pull those out, put new ones in, plant more support, get that canopy. This is the green Napier grass, Nirvana grass. So I'm just letting this intentionally grow to cane because, like I said, I need a tremendous amount of propagation material to plant through this whole entire system here.
Got you. Okay.
So same thing, guavas and mangoes back here. I've been going back and planting more emergents, because that's one thing when I first started planting, I didn't plant enough, is that emergent canopy, which really helps give you that protection, a lot of organic matter too.
For sure.
In the beginning, but it's typically a banana line, and then it's mangoes and guavas, banana, mangoes, and guava. In between is all grass. Same thing, all the tithonia is wild now because I use it for propagation back here.
Got you.
This front system here, this is all peaches. We originally planted just a monoculture of peaches, planted 15 by 15. So 15 feet within the row and 15 feet between rows, and then 15 feet within the rows. Now I've been, since last year, been going back in and filling in the blanks. So all these eucalyptus you see popping through are a year old. And there's still some blanks there that I'm filling in. And then we run our chicken tractors in between here, which is the perfect alleyway for it. These are 6 by 10, and we usually fit 25 birds per, and they slowly work their way down. We mostly, for broilers, we focus on Cornish cross, which is a hybrid variety, hybrid breed, and from hatch to harvest is 8 weeks. And big part that I adopted poultry into our outfit is most people don't realize when you buy bags of organic fertilizer, it's byproduct from the animal agricultural industry, usually coming from CAFO systems, which are concentrated animal feeding operation. And my thought is CAFO systems are not sustainable. They have a huge environmental impact, and it's unethical for animals. So here in that organic fertilizer, it doesn't have to come from an organic system. And even if it's an organic CAFO system, it's still CAFO. They're just fed organic grain. There's no difference. So here's this beautiful farm that I'm really embracing agroecology in this. And then I open up this bag of fertilizer, which comes from an unethical source. And so I'm like, let me raise my own. They're dropping manure. They're feeding the alleyways. When I process them, I compost the blood, the feathers, the byproduct into the compost, which makes our compost even richer. So that was my thought, to slowly move away as much as possible from fertilizer. I still use a little bit of it, but I use it very mindfully. But my goal is to completely eliminate using it at all.
Got you.
So I'm also with this system too planting support species for the poultry, so more forage. So that's why there's a lot of mulberries. We'll be introducing elderberries into here as well. And then on top of that, the other fruits that we grow, and that will just fall there. So there's more complexity. They have more forage, encourage more bugs that are into the rotting fruits that they can eat. They can eat the fruits as well from those small berries and and the mulberries.
Wow.
And trying to create that force, like I mentioned earlier, poultry come from jungle fowl. They're low strata, low forest dwelling creatures. Yet now there's this whole movement of pastured poultry. Chickens are never pastured animals. Herbivore, like cattle, goats, they're usually pastured type animals. So that's part of the outfit of it. So we got the birds and the bees.
Right. Wow. That is so funny.
Yeah.
I gotta come back and see it when the birds are here. So you'll get them around September?
Yeah, we'll get them in September. So they spend 4 weeks in the brooder, which is on their bedding and the controlled environment, and then they spend 4 weeks out here.
Got you.
So yeah, and then it's that ultimate sacrifice of it. I'm an omnivore. It gets me more connected to how I perceive life to be, which you can't live until you really accept death, because you can't have one without the other. If you look at compost in general, it's dead things, but it's full of life. And it's just that endless cycle of life and death. Same thing with plants. I look at plants as conscious living things. Everything on this planet, I feel like, is a conscious living thing that has their own ecological function. So how can each of those things really fulfill their function in this ecosystem? So
yeah,
that's just my personal philosophy and take on it.
You personally, you guys sacrifice the animals here?
Yeah. So we operate under FX Limited Poultry License, which is a federal exemption, PL 9432. We're allowed to process up to 20,000 birds here. So me as a farmer, being more connected to that, and going back to my origin, like really being connected to our food source.
Yeah.
So it's just that ultimate sacrifice. That bird, I gave it, in my opinion, its best life, give it its best, have its function of eating the bugs, eating the grass, dropping the manure. Their manure is feeding this ecosystem here. And then that ultimate sacrifice is then nourishing me to continue forward as well. So to give that animal the full respect to need it, and nothing goes to waste. It then cycles through into our compost, which then feeds the next living generation. And that's where I mentioned that whole cycle of life and death. It's never ends. There's every ending is just a new beginning.
Absolutely.
And you're just transferring energy, and that's what we're doing when we're farming and living here. It's the transferring of different energy. Even when we come and prune, we're transferring energy back into the soil. We're feeding different soil lives. So we're sacrificing that plant to feed another complexity of life into the soil, which then that life in the soil is also feeding the complexity of different birds that are fulfilling their function. So really embracing the food web and that cycle of our food web.
The most respectable meat eater I've encountered yet.
Yeah. So I love my fruits and I love my veggies, but I also do like to consume.
Yeah, but at least you treat them well and give them, like you said, the respect they deserve. We're not just doing unethical.
And then sometimes I feed the coyotes and raccoons here because I get rampaged. But there's some healthy. They're coming too. They want that chicken as well.
For sure.
So which is always a battle keeping that. This is my neighbors. This is not me. To me, this is
what you don't do.
This is the opposite of what I do.
This is crazy. Look at the comparison.
The amount of mulch he uses, and then he backfills a lot of it. So his excuse is he doesn't want to cut the grass. He doesn't want to manage grass.
Your excuse
so he just
for low production and desolate land.
But he has some decent stuff. But then he's bringing he's bringing in a lot of resources though. He brings in cleansing.
Absolutely, this is like the most unsustainable, unethical. I mean, looking over and coming from, there's so much food in there. There's so much medicine. There's so much life. This looks like the desert.
Yeah. which happens for the longest time. That's why I'm trying to create a barrier, and that's why a lot of these trees suffer during the dry season.
Yeah.
The amount of heat that radiates off of this mulch and the dry air that pushes through here,
I mean,
it's constantly hitting this. So yeah, a lot of these peaches constantly got nuked from this extreme heat.
Yeah.
The amount of dust devils that come off of that, which when you see dust devil, that's the huge fluctuation of different temperatures coming through. So, but now he's been planting more supports, more things. So it's gonna, and then me planting more support there. But one thing that's impressive about him, he actually has a fruiting jackfruit tree back there.
Oh, that is impressive.
He has a fruiting. That's why in Orlando, this far north.
Windbreak.
Well, the windbreak, this is north here. Okay. So where he has it growing is in this beautiful microclimate. Oh. There was a big freeze we had here 2 years ago, if I recall, that got pushed back really hard.
Okay.
But just recently I went back there and I noticed he had one jackfruit hanging on there. I'm like, damn, Tom, you got a jackfruit on back here this far north.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, he has a couple dragon fruit. That's cool, but you know.
Yeah. But yeah, this is still being worked on. The next few weeks, we're still managing the lines. I have to seed bomb, so put more support species in here. We're transplanting mangoes, transplanting more corimbia, and then during the fall, we'll be planting yapon.
Holly?
Yeah, yapon holly into here. We'll be putting elderberry, firebush, and hydrangea. So you'll see. So we'll be planting more supports in here to cater.
Firebush and hydrangea?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So imagine firebush planted throughout this with the hydrangea as well.
Oh, because the little, I love the pestles. I guess those are what they're called. Oh my God, it's gonna be so nice.
So yeah, so the peaches weren't too happy here. And the fluctuation on chill hours, because peaches need a certain amount of chill hours.
Yes.
So I have 3 cultivars here, peaches, which are the Florida Prince, Tropic Beauty, and UF Sun. UF Sun needs 100 chill hours. The Tropic Beauties needs 150 chill hours, which the UF Sun has always been the most productive.
Okay.
But flavor-wise, the Tropic Beauty and the Florida Prince has a better flavor.
Got you.
But 1 year we had 100 chill hours. This year we had 200 and some chill hours.
Wow.
And yeah, it's just the fluctuation. And if you want fat peaches, you have to thin them out.
Yes.
Florida peaches are already small to begin with. And if you want to have a nice fat peaches, you have to thin them out.
Yeah.
And going through and thinning that,
crazy.
It's way too much.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it on a commercial level, if they just hire labor or if there's another method. But yeah, peaches don't thin themselves out. Other fruit trees manage, like citrus will only hold on what it can handle. Mangoes will hold on what they can handle. Most stone fruit, they put out more than what they can handle.
Way more.
Yeah.
I had a branch break this year, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't thin enough."
You needed to thin them enough.
Yeah, it's like you thin, and then they're not thin enough.
No,
like, dang, you want to take all the fruit off? I'm not gonna do that.
So, but yeah, you can even see the temperature different from this side being over here versus being over there.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. You're definitely doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's walk up there. I gotta get some water.
Okay.
This is the tool we use. That BCS. That's what I was telling you.
Oh, you have a trailer too.
Yeah. Well, because I was doing work off site. That's what it is. So that has the tiller with the PDR on it. So I can control if I want to till 12 inches deep or if I want to till just 1 inch deep. So that's the tiller with the PDR on it. And that attachment's, like I said, is versatile. There's so many different attachments on there that would just go on and off. So like I mentioned, I was doing work off site. So that's what's in there. So typically we attach the flail mower on that, and that's how I manage a lot of those grass lines. And like what I mentioned earlier, that's all was cut like a week ago.
Crazy.
And that regrowth on it. So that's why I like the Mubasa.
Oh, those are the bottle gourds.
Here's some bananas.
Yeah. Are these Namuas?
These are the Namuas.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And then those are the gourds, the first ones. Oliver harvested by accident because we had Seminole pumpkins growing. I'm like, Oliver, I need you to go harvest the rest of the pumpkins. And he started harvesting. I'm like, no. So that's why I'm curious to see how they dry.
Yeah, exactly. So I harvested mine, I think, even later than that. And they still didn't. It was just too moist outside. I tried to not outside. Oh my God.
Those are good, huh?
They're better than mine. The flavor. Mike, you gonna bust one of these down with us?
Yeah, I'll definitely get them. We have a bunch inside. This has been our kids love them. These are easy eating for the kids too. They'll eat like 3 or 4 of these in one sitting.
Yeah, my kids too. They don't even eat bananas like that, but they'll eat these. So is there any other spot that you want to take us to?
No, that's pretty much it. Those are all my systems. The market garden, the house system.
Yeah. Right, got a lot of flavor. That's the good soil.
Yeah, that one was harvested in the front market garden area.
Okay.
Near those big that other big rack you were complimenting.
So how old is that one?
That was planted, I think, almost 3 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're talking about the whole system or just the banana tree? Well, I saw.
Yeah, that whole system was planted. So yeah, that plant was 3, but that's the second or third harvest out of that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want some more, you can have it.
I have so many. Those. Okay. You see how many bananas I got around?
Yeah. So the stuff that you have now, are you not using it for the CSA?
Right now, there's not much selling. Restaurants slow down, so that's why the seasonality works out pretty good.
Got you.
Here, everyone's traveling, escaping the Florida heat. Restaurants slow down. So this comes in earlier. Most of the bananas will really ripen through by September, just on time when we start really ramping things up.
Got you.
But it's also feeding ourselves. Like, was that we had with these one rack? I think it was 8 of these hands that we got off of one rack. So
damn.
Yeah, so there's a lot, and it looks like there might be a few more that'll be ready before then. So we got our fill on bananas, and it's not a bad problem to have.
Yeah. Do you freeze them?
Yeah, and use them for smoothies.
Yeah,
that's
how we do it too.
Yeah, smoothies.
I bet it's made some fire banana bread too.
We've done, yeah. Nikki's done some banana bread with them. They're really good. The ornamentos are really nice for banana bread when you let them get super ripe. Like I said, because if you let them get super ripe, it's like straight sugar. Yeah. Like that's sweet. It's even sweeter than that.
That's crazy because it gets caramelized. Yeah. So, do you do a lot of cooking with the food that you grow?
Over the years, I've not cooked as much. If anything, so when it comes to fruits and certain things, I just like to eat it on its own. I don't know. Yeah. The veggies, decent amount of cooking. Nikki does more of the cooking now because I'm always outside working, and I spent so many years cooking and feeding other people. Okay. Like I'm just mentally. Once in a while, I get inspirational sparks, and I'm like, all right, I'm going all out cooking, but. Yeah, over the years, it's just cooking gets more and more simple, and like less mixing of ingredients. Yeah, just eating more wholesome. And over the years too, I've also realized it's easier on the digestive system. We're not meant to consume all these ingredients at once. Like, let your body really focus and digest just that one thing at a time. Big on that. So even at times when I go to restaurants and I do a tasting menu, after I'm done, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I feel like shit. And I think about it as like, how much shit is my body? And then energetically, if you get into like eating, like certain foods are yin, certain foods are yang, and like some are cooling effects, some are warming. Yeah. So like there's certain things you don't want to mix, and now I understand. Yes. Right. So. Over the years, I've just been really honing in on that. So I'm just kind of mindful, like less is more. Exactly. And you're fast paced. Yeah. So, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is so creamy.
They're good. Delicious. I've ate before y'all got here. I had 3 of them.
Yeah. It's the best way to start the day.
So lately, the mornings and eating snack of the day has been mangoes and bananas. Because I also manage a property in Merritt Island, which is a bunch of mangoes. Oh yeah. There's some mangoes. So the mangoes that I'm managing too were like planted in the 80s, and there's some mangoes on the properties that were planted in the early 1900s as well, and they're still fruiting. That's the beautiful thing about mangoes. The lifespan of a mango is like 50 plus years. Oh, yeah, like 100. They could go up to 100 years. 150. Olives. You have olives that are over 1,000 years old in some parts in Europe and the Mediterranean.
They're like biblical.
Yeah. Like even like around the time Jesus was walking on earth.
Yeah. Same olive tree.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
So that's the cool thing about focusing on these long climax species. Like peaches is short lived. Peaches has a life cycle of like 10 to 15 years. So that's why I'm not too upset. Those 5-year-old peaches, which this should be at their prime. But I rather at this point, like, oh, and another thing why I'm moving out of peaches is that's when the annual production is at its peak. So managing that system, whether the peaches and the market garden, becomes too much.
Yeah.
So I need more. I want more subtropical, tropical fruits on the shoulder season. So at the tail end of our growing season, or at the very beginning of the season. So the avocados I have growing there would be just those are the Brogans.
Yeah, the soft skin.
Yeah, the soft black skin avocados. They're really delicious. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, I just killed 2 of the trees. That's why I'm quiet.
Oh yeah,
I've had 2, and they just don't want to live with me. But it's okay.
Give us some more support.
Yeah, right. Because it's the frost that knocks them down for me
when they're young.
It's
just getting once they're established, you're good. So those usually come in around fall. So once we're starting back up our season, I have bananas to put into the season, into the CSA. I'll have avocados, bananas, papayas, and then on top of that, we'll start moving into like it will be eggplant in the beginning, peppers, then slowly getting into the greens, the kales, the collards, the broccolis, the cauliflower.
Okay, because I was about to ask, I can totally see why you would do a CSA now.
Yeah,
that's the community.
Community supported agriculture.
Oh, okay.
Community supported agriculture.
So he does like fruit boxes, like veg boxes.
Veggies, yeah, fruits and veggie boxes. So mostly, primarily, we are vegetable dominant, but I like really incorporating more fruit into it.
So are these free boxes that you
No. So these people buy their subscriptions. Yeah. Okay. So people buy share into the farm and pay up front for the season. So that helps me. Especially this time of year, which helps us tremendously because we're not producing anything, but there's still a tremendous amount of upkeep. I'm still out here managing the ground, getting supplies and materials, my own overhead as well, the farm's overhead. So it helps us have that upfront capital to keep sustaining, and then in return, I'm going to give you produce throughout the season, a subscription. We do delivery. And pickup. So pickup is here from the farm every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., which is the same time frame our farm stands open. And then we deliver within 10 miles from the farm. So typically...
That's pretty far. That's like Kissimmee.
No, 10 miles... No, not Kissimmee. No, it's not that far. 10 miles is really manageable. So there's certain zip codes. So like all the way down to like Belle Isles, to Maitland, to even out to like John Young Parkway out there. That's all within 10 miles there. We don't go too far east. We don't have a lot of a market out east. Most of our market is in the downtown area, Winter Park, Maitland, Belle Isle, Sodo, and then out in the towards the John Young area. So that's where we deliver there. But yeah, so and then you're at the same risk as a farmer though. So like last year, a week before CSA started, we had our hurricane, but I still do my best to follow through with something. And that's why I've also adopted a lot of the agroforestry stuff too, and having more perennials. So I was able to I had a bunch of green papayas, a lot of papayas falling down, collect them. We give them green papaya, and I love green papaya. I kimchi it. I do green papaya kimchi. That's my favorite way. Make it into a slaw, green papaya slaw. I've never done the curry. I've been told people have done green papaya curry. We actually have one CSA member that she said that's what she does with it.
We're vegan, so we need
always getting creative. But my favorite way to consume green papaya is to kimchi it.
I've never tried that.
It's so good.
I got to.
So
He's not a pickle guy.
I love fermented foods. I love fermented foods.
It's so good for you.
Yeah, I love fermented foods. I tell folks I don't eat really much raw. I prefer a lot of my veggies cooked, or pickled, or fermented. So
I think it's probably natural to your blood type.
Yeah,
the way that you eat it, because different blood types need,
I've heard that as well.
Me and fermented food.
Yeah.
Complete opposite. Yeah, he hates vinegars and
Really?
pickles.
Oh my
Only even,
god.
like, ketchup, barbecue sauce. Like,
Yeah. I love sauce.
Exactly. Me and you are here. Like he doesn't even like the
sauce it
smell.
up.
I get offended like when I
I love vinegar too.
Why would you assume that I want this on my sandwich?
Because people love
man.
sauce. Like I'm
love-
like, it ain't enough sauce. Like, what's this dry ass sandwich? He's
Yeah.
like, I love a dry
Like,
ass sandwich.
mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise.
No.
Yeah.
I slob everything with
Yeah.
Did you girl get down on breadfruit?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
just bust some bread.
I've never had breadfruit. My wife grew up on having some breadfruit. I didn't really have
Oh, it's
breadfruit.
life changing. I think you would appreciate it if you can like the bananas like you do. Like breadfruit is around the same profile, but it has like a vanilla, like a natural.
Is that when it's fully ripe, or even because they mostly eat it like a starchy when it's young, when it's
you gotta
green, right?
get the ripe one,
Right.
and they grill it so the outside have a smoky taste, but the inside still keeps that like
creamy.
It's like a pancake,
creamy, sweet. And then the outside gets so crispy while the inside is just so soft.
Yeah,
that shit is like a funnel cake.
So good.
Like natural
we're too cold.
cake.
I think we get too cold to go.
Yeah, I just posted on.
It's a beautiful tree too. Like I've seen the tree. I've never had the fruit because it
reminds me of papaya.
Yeah, those big broad leaves.
They should just fan the king. I just posted. It started a debate looking for a breadfruit tree on Nick's Edibles. Do you follow Nick?
I don't follow Nick, but I know of him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's down in St. Cloud.
Yeah.
Right? His nursery in St. Cloud.
He's a cool dude, crazy, quirky Florida man.
Yeah.
But he has a following, and they all chime in and stuff, and they were like, "You can't grow it here," and then the other person was like, "I got a 20-foot tree right now." And 9B, and it's like, well, no, they said 10B. I'm not gonna. Because it does get, it's big difference, with that one number.
You see, there's jackfruit back there growing.
Exactly.
It's just creating that microclimate.
Exactly.
But it's risky. In my context, mostly productivity, I have to be mindful. But
right.
in a backyard grower, it's different.
And I want that. Yeah. Like, for me, it's not about productivity. It's about my desires.
Yeah.
So
you're going to push it.
I'm going to push it.
That's where you get that emergent canopy.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
you have that
I got to get some eucalyptus.
Yeah, some eucalyptus or some sort of emergent mahogany. So when I watched a video with Audrey, and I talked to Audrey and I were at the beach the other day together.
Second harvest?
Yeah.
Second breakfast.
Or second breakfast, yeah. I asked her, picked her brain more about the mahogany. So I actually want to start planting mahogany through here as a support.
Got you.
Now. So now I found a source for seeds. So I'm going to start planting that West Indy mahogany.
She said they're really stable during hurricanes.
Yeah, which I want that too.
Yeah.
So
that's very important.
That was the one she had in the front, right?
Yeah.
Tree, right?
Yeah.
So
when she saw that, I was like, because I've been looking like, man, what's another good emergent? Because that would be a good emergent tree, but it's slow growing. So you would plant. So where I have eucalyptus, like about a foot off the eucalyptus, I would plant a mahogany. So it'll hold that ground. The eucalyptus will hold that space until the mahogany is growing. And then once the mahogany gets to a spot where it can express itself, then it's terminate the eucalyptus. The eucalyptus had its function. So that's the idea. Oh, hold on. I do have another site. Okay. I have a few more things to show y'all.
Yeah.
They have a little snack and a little break. So I'll show you a new system that we planted back here that's about 4 weeks old. And then I'll show you the system that we just planted 2 weeks old to kind of show you where my designs and improvements been. So yeah, I still have more to show you. And then I'll show you a freshly planted tropic system. Okay. Yeah, there's more. I forget. There's so much shit. More. There's so much shit.
As much as you got going on, Mike, I would be surprised. Yeah. But we can sit in any system for hours because even the ube, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, this needs to get managed. Yeah, this needs to get managed though. This wasn't that intentional. Originally, I had a trellis here of it to keep collecting propagation. Because at times I try to do things as cheap as possible. And also it's very difficult to find, hey, where can I get like 200 or 300 ube bulbes? Like there's not a lot of people producing that. That's the same thing with the bananas. So some of the bananas I started with tissue culture. The nomois I started because those are nomois on his property, and I took his bananas and started in that bag system. And then I was able to transplant there. But now I was like, man, I wanted to diversify my bananas. So now we have cocoa pearls, which are still slow. That's a short cycle banana, which is from pup to fruiting is 8 months.
What?
Typically, the dwarfs, namois, and the ornanocos is about 12 months. So it's known as a short cycle. I've heard the fruit quality is absolutely amazing, but I haven't had it yet. They're still super young, and that's what's in this line here. So those bananas popping through are Cocoa Pos.
I'm
no
excited
experience
to try those.
So I have namois, ornocos, Cocoa Pos, and then Cavendish. Okay. Then there's also a few odd ends in that food forest that people have given me that I forgot what's what. And I'll figure out once if fruits. And I was like, hey, this fruit looks like that. Okay.
As far as ranking them, the bananas.
Namois, that's my favorite.
Number 2?
Number 2, I can't tell you the other ones because I haven't had them yet. Well, Cavendish is everyone's had. Ornanocos would, I guess.
Oh, thank you. You brought both of them. No. I know people were saying, or not people, I did a garniture with Luke.
Okay.
And he was showing me like the differences in the growth habit with the Cavendish and the dwarf Cavendish. And they make a lot of that ugly, black, woody stuff on the bark.
Yeah.
And they also lose a lot of leaves and they just, I don't know, they grow skinny.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'd rather manage a Namwa versus a Cavendish because it's more pups and they put shitty racks out. And if they're not, I don't know, managed.
The other reason why I wanted to introduce Cavendish, because my thing, since I'm a market farm and I'm selling direct to consumer, it's nice to have product that's familiar.
Yes.
And then you have the products next to it, which is a little bit more unique.
Yeah.
So to kind of have that balance between the two, that's why I'm able in a CSA box, I've thrown Moringa bunches.
I was just about to bring up the Moringa. Yeah, like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I've done it because it's like I tell folks like use it how you would in spinach. I've done curries with it, like sag paneer, and instead of using spinach, I just use the Moringa. I've used it in frittatas, like the Moringa leaves and saute, just like in any spinach, or even throw it in a green smoothie, dry it out, make it into a tea.
It's not very noticeable.
Versatile. Yeah, it really isn't.
But it's so medicinal.
So it's nice to kind of have like your bag of lettuce, but like here's a bunch of Moringa. So here's something familiar and then something unfamiliar.
Yeah.
We've done green papayas in there, and people, which is amazing. A lot of people I think have been opening to having green papayas.
Awesome.
I haven't this past season not a tremendous amount of ripe papayas, and that's just because going through the hurricane and me needing to fulfill bags, I'm like, all right, green papaya it is. No ripe papaya this season.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, anyways. Ube. I put ubes in the CSA bags before.
That's amazing.
So imagine getting a CSA bag and get this big purple yam.
And they're so good.
Yeah, I love that vanilla nutty flavor into them. You want to go back there and see? You want to go to the front? Well, yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's go here. Yeah, we'll start back there and then we'll go across the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite food to grow?
My favorite fruit or food? Favorite onions.
Onions.
I fucking love onions. I wish. So I told Nikki, it was like, man, if we weren't market gardening, like that's all I would be really growing.
What is it about the onion?
I love onions. I have an onion tattoo on my
wow.
I just love onions.
Oh, you do? So are you Shrek?
With all the layers of complexity. It's my favorite vegetable. I love onions, garlic, ginger. I absolutely love
So you like that warming.
Yeah.
Got you.
I can eat onions raw, pickled, sauteed, fried. I just absolutely love onions.
Wow.
Then my next favorite thing to grow, bananas. I really love. I feel like I've mastered bananas.
Yeah.
So that would be my. What's another thing? Broccoli and cauliflower.
Interesting.
I love the so the broccolini that we grow is like my favorite broccoli, like to grow and to eat and consume. It's one of my favorite things.
Do you sell transplants?
We do. Yeah, we're gonna have a fall plant sale September 27th. Not officially, not officially announced yet. We're now planning and coordinating. I'm reaching out to the other folks that we've had in the past to see if they can do that date. But it looks like September 27th we'll have that, and that would be my goal is to have those varieties. And we'll sell usually a lot of annual plant starts. Last year I was trying to stay on top of having it provided through the whole season, but it was difficult. So I'm just mostly going to focus on the two big plant sales of fall and spring.
Got you.
But you can always come here through the growing season in our farm stand, and once in a while I'll have extras because I always plant extra plant starts more than what I need to transplant in the field, just to make sure. Usually in general I plant 30% more than what I need.
Got you.
So if some fail on the ground, I have extra to fill in, or if there was poor germination or an accident happens, I at least have a little bit of a buffer. And those extras I usually pot up. So I usually have transplants through the growing season, but where we're most abundant and where I'm focusing is on are those 2 plant sales.
Awesome.
So the spring and fall one.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. September 27th.
Yeah.
And then I'll stay tuned for the next date.
The spring one will be, the spring one will plant after all the bigger spring plant sales around town. All right, so we'll go across the street now.
Okay, where's the 2-week-old?
Across the street, literally right across the street.
Perfect.
Yeah. My landlord also owns this lot across the street, so I also lease this now. He has a family cow, so once in a while the cow makes its way over here. But this section is a new food source we just planted.
This is so pretty.
So 2 weeks ago, we had our collaboration event with Ideas for Us and Arbor Day Foundation. And I did a little free community agroforestry workshop discussion. And then we got into collecting propagation material. That was day 1. It was a 2-day event. So day 1 was a workshop and lecture. And then day 2 was the actual planting day. And that's when we planted out this whole system. So you saw what, 4 weeks, that was 4 weeks old. This is now on a week and a half now.
What?
So not 2 weeks. This is a week and a half.
Damn.
Yeah.
And it's this lush.
Yeah. So our main tree lines, there's 3 main tree lines here. We have citrus, mangoes, and more citrus. So one side is key lime, the other side is Persian limes, and then down here is mangoes, orange sherbets. So this is all orange sherbet mangoes. And then everything else planted is for support for that. And then we have a secondary tree line of papaya and moringa. So you can see the moringas now popping through. Papayas we did from transplant. And then in the alleyway, because nature never wants to have bare soil, we have a cover crop of buckwheat. So eventually buckwheat is a quick growing cover crop. This will be terminated in 30 days. So once it flowers, I'll let the pollinators have a little taste from it, have their fun. Then I'll terminate it, and then we're going to plant some cut sunflowers in here, this alleyway. So meanwhile, then I can get a harvest out of the sunflowers. So then we also have Seminole pumpkin. At that time,
wow.
This timing is everything, and strategically getting everything timed up where it needs to be.
But this is what the typical Florida soil looks like.
This beach sand.
And you have it already so
we inoculated. Yeah, we inoculated it too with and then all the support. It's a lot of nitrogen fixing type plants, but the same cocktail of seeds that you saw there, you can see the seed bumps pushing through. So this is a week and a half, and you just saw what was 4 weeks. So that's what it'll look. Papaya would be an early, like that emergent, that secondary emergent species. Same thing with the moringa, but yeah, there's bananas planted in between.
In here too?
Yeah, you can walk along here.
Because what is this? This is
bananas. That's bananas from tissue culture. So they're struggling a little bit, but they'll be fine. They'll bounce back pretty quick. Once that canopy really sets, it's when Tithonia's taking off.
Okay.
There's some mulberries here. So there's Tithonia, mulberries, and there should be canna lilies popping through here eventually.
And these are zinnias.
Those are zinnias. Yep.
Wow.
Like I said, I keep working with the same plant species. Corymbia.
Corymbia?
So this is like the eucalyptus that you see. So this would be that eucalyptus. It's just a different type.
So it's emergent.
It's an emergent. Yep.
Got you.
Yep. This will be our emergent canopy.
It's going to be lush.
This is going to be a high density planting, because imagine this will, because you have this emergent line here. This is a secondary line, but maybe 5 years from now, this line will be totally terminated, and then this will fully be able to express itself. But my idea is always to get something out of it. So while the mango and the citrus is getting established and getting its bearing, because I'll spend the next few years picking fruit off. I don't want them to set fruit. I really want them to focus on putting root structure. That's one thing. Everyone buys these fruit trees and they let the fruit sit on there. That fruit takes up a tremendous amount of energy. you want to spend, even you're already at a head start buying a grafted tree. You know the cultivar you're going to get, and yeah, you're going to get it within a reasonable time frame. You don't have to wait 10, 15 years to see the fruits of it. Take the time and let the tree really establish and get grounded. Let it put more energy into its roots. So for the next maybe 3 years, 4 years, I'll keep picking off the fruit. I really just want it to get structured, set the shape of it. But meanwhile, I want to harvest something from here. So which would be papaya, the moringa. But my first harvest that I'll get out of it is actually my Seminole pumpkin. So while there's still plenty of sunlight, there's plenty of ground. This will be a good ground cover, because eventually what's the sequence will be buckwheat. Like you come back now 2 weeks from now, this buckwheat's going to be up to here and it's going to flourish.
Got you.
Mow that down. Sow sunflowers. At that time, this all should be sprawling out. So then eventually once the sunflowers are emerging, there will be a full set of vines from squash and from the cowpeas, always keeping the ground cover. And then I'll harvest the sunflowers and the squash at the same time. And then they'll be moved out of the system. And then by then, the papaya should be about chest height. And then also the pigeon peas should start coming up to height. And that's going to occupy. Same thing with the grass here. The grass will eventually fill in. And then it'll fan out and keep it covered.
And this is Mombasa?
That's Mombasa. That's all from division. So we literally dig them up.
Wow.
And just how you divide lemongrass. Same thing. Lemongrass, you pull out the clumps and then divide them. The Mombasa, we do it the same thing.
Wow.
They don't germinate easily from seeds.
Got you.
And then all the seeds that get imported in here are always coated with like a fungicide on it, so it's just sketchy. So I'd rather not. So it's easier just to do.
Massive. That's what
so this is 2-block
material. Propagation material. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I had like 30 questions.
Yeah, because I can tell you, if I pull up the chart, there's like 150 cuttings of Tithonia, 150 cuttings of mulberries. There's 8 mangoes, 16 citrus. There's like 600 divisions of Mombasa. There's thousands of seeds that went into this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this will eventually look like that back system.
Yeah.
This is the early stage. This is what that back system looked like. And
so
this is where context dictates this, because I've also have eggplants and daddles that I'm also considering planting here, but I don't think I would be able to fit it. So I got to find another home. But
got you.
While there's still plenty of sunlight, you use those early succession, those little pioneer species, or those placenta species that could hold that space and time while these perennials, larger plants can take off.
For sure.
So you can see what it's going to look like at week 4 with that back system, and then you can see what's going to look like by year 3.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love how everything you said is just coming full cycle, because even with the straight lines, I'm like, why didn't he just scatter the buckwheat if it's all going to get cut down? But it's like you want to be able to maintain by row, by area. The
efficiency. I have a direct seeder, so it drops the seeds efficiently. It's in this place because I'll come and foil mow it. So this is actually set up to adapt to my equipment for management.
Wow.
So when I'm ready to terminate this, I can bring the foil mower, terminate that. No tillage. I'll use the direct seeder and drill the sunflowers into the mulch. Because eventually this is just going to be mulched down and cover the soil.
Yeah.
And then I'll be able to drill in the sunflowers, which then will be an early emergent species. I just wanted something because buckwheat, it's literally from seed to flowers 30 days.
That's awesome.
So,
you're growing your
not
own
irrigated
compost.
at all. Never got a lick of water.
Wow.
This is why I love planting systems at this time of year.
Yeah.
You can set it and forget it.
And people say that you're supposed to take the summer off and gardening.
No, man, that's when I'm planting food forests.
That's
the summer is food forestry time.
Yes.
That's agroforestry time.
That's when you get excited.
Annuals go down, and I'm like, perennials it is. And then once the perennials start settling down, the annuals come in.
Yeah.
I never get I keep thinking I'll get a break, but it's never a break.
Yeah.
But the market garden has its own hustle and stress. Every week it's planting, harvesting, distributing, planting, harvesting, distributing, cultivating, planting, harvesting, distributing, cultivating.
Oh my God.
For 40 weeks straight. So it's kind of nice to get a break and then just work on perennials and solve perennial systems here.
Oh my
So, because
God.
next year I already am planning a agroforestry system to cater and design to feed cattle.
Wow.
So, and then incorporate some fruit, but a lot of forage for cattle. So that will be planting at my neighbor's lot, my landlord's lot.
Wow.
So I always want to keep trying to reforest the earth.
I know when you be laying down at night, your mind is like cattle feed, buckwheat, cattle feed, buckwheat, sorghum grass.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And like I said, if it was a different time of year, some of the plant species I'll swap out for other things.
For sure. And we're going to see that because I'm going to come back.
Yeah. I want you to come back to see, like, you can see the progression of how things are, the seasonality of everything.
My Jim Kavalowski. Is that his name?
From
Pete Canaris.
Yeah. So my buddy Tanner actually runs his farm.
Really?
They took over. Yeah.
Awesome.
He's still doing it.
I remember.
Because Jim's in Maine full time. Yeah, he's full time in Maine. He left it to my buddy Tanner.
I seen the video when they were like, "Who's gonna be taking over this?"
Yeah,
and it was Tanner. And
it was Tanner.
Like, okay, we've seen Tanner before.
Definitely worth. Have you been out there yet?
No. Where is he?
He's in Newport Richey.
Okay, how far is that?
Probably 2 hours from here.
Okay, I can do that, or he can do that. Yeah. He's like, no.
That is the most pristine, ideal urban garden setup. He's like doing it. He's now expanded to Pete's site, and he's market gardening there. But his homestead site, where the urban lot is, like, that is some amazing interplanting. And yeah, Tanner's doing some amazing stuff. And even when Jim was there, was doing great stuff. Yeah. Even going there, it's like, videos don't justify, like, like even walking through systems like this, videos never justify. There's something about being immersed in it and seeing and feeling it.
Exactly. So, you gotta, especially with your shoes off, you gotta soak in the
all that
prana.
energy.
If you're not really getting it, then you're just inspired visually. But this is a recharging, centering deeply.
Take a little break from the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, my landlord, originally this was a 1 acre intensive planting of blueberries. So there used to be 1 acre of just blueberries here. And then just became a little too much, and it was abandoned. And then what was here prior were hydro towers. So my landlord was doing strawberry hydro towers. And then they did a couple seasons back here and it just abandoned. And that's why I was like, hey, can I plant a food forest back there? She's like, yeah, let's do it. So,
do you feel like this would be land that you would want to buy?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with leasing with it. I have an amazing relationship with my landlord, and he's not just a landlord; he's family. Yeah. It's not like, I hate using the word landlord because it seems so very like, it's like, no, it's family.
Yeah, exactly. So, the relationship is totally different than someone else who might do the same thing. But do you see yourself owning land at some point?
Yes, that's my goal. That's what I'm working towards. I want 20 to 40 acres.
Damn.
I want to scale up what we're doing on the veggies and on the perennial system, and I want to get into dairy as well.
Got you.
And also agritourism is the next enterprise I really want to embrace on.
Agritourism.
So we already do a form of agritourism of people visiting the farm, but I want to have like imagine a whole food forest area with little Airbnb units in it. And so people could have that eco retreat, get into forest bathing.
Forest bathing?
Yeah, they'll go into the forest and bathe in the energy. You never heard of forest?
No.
Like literally walking the woods. Yeah, no, man, it's walking in the woods, just bathing in a forest, like going in that back system there and just taking in all that forest energy, all that energy from nature to recharge, to be rejuvenating. Sure.
I mean,
so to provide an environment, but imagine having like not just timber and wild type stuff, but you also have food and fruit growing all around you. So imagine that back system designed a little differently, but to have different units there and to take on that and to create a space to have more educational workshops and to also invite other people in that same realm to be able to host their workshops and have different convergence and summits and whatnot. That's where I want to go next. So my goal is within 45 minutes to an hour of the Orlando area. I love the Orlando market. I want to keep catering to the Orlando market. And it's just to find a location in that area too, I think makes sense. As well, because people can easily do a from there, or if you're international, the airports here,
even schools,
and having school field trips as well. So yeah, I want to keep scaling up. I want to keep growing.
Please
so
do.
Yeah.
We need you. Seriously, you're a fountain of knowledge.
I appreciate it.
And what you're doing is so intentional. Like everything you said, it just feels so purpose driven and connected to like what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So I deeply resonate with all of that, and it's needed. You know, people don't even know how tomatoes grow.
I know.
Some people have never seen a tomato grow.
Yeah, or even how citrus grows too, or like when they get lemons, or any fruit or veg, any of it.
They've never seen it.
Or what a cauliflower plant looks like, how a head of cauliflower,
even going to flower. They're like, what is that?
And not understanding the whole cauliflower plant's edible.
Yeah,
as well. And we only eat the head.
Yes,
yeah, and we only eat the head, the leaves.
Yes,
the leaves are, you cook it just like kale and collard.
Exactly, or cabbage.
Cabbage, yep.
Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah. We have 10 minutes left. Okay. So let me ask the last question. What advice would you give to someone who is interested in growing their own food?
Just start.
Okay.
Just jump right into it and start. You're gonna have the failures. That's where you're really gonna learn, is from the failures, not from the successes. And as you start and you start approaching certain problems, or you need to troubleshoot, that's when you're really gonna learn. And that's what guided you. That's what my journey was. It's just jumping into doing it. And being open to always learn. I'm always a student. Never that's why I love doing this, because it's every day I'm learning something new. Just doing it, just jump into it and doing it. So and don't be afraid to fail. I think most people are like, I'm gonna kill it. It's like, yeah, no shit, I still kill plants.
Yeah.
and you can see how much I'm managing, but I still have moments I'm killing plants. But that's how you learn. It's like, how do I not have that happen again?
Yeah.
So
I think we're so scared of that. Like you said, so scared of the failure.
People are scared of just living life.
Yeah.
People are afraid to make their own decisions. And they want others to make their decisions for them. It's like, no, make your own decision, take ownership of yourself, and just immerse yourself in it. You're going to fail, and that's okay. Failure is okay. I think a lot of people think failure is a bad thing, and it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I still have failures. I've gotten to this point of the amount of failures. Like, people have never seen all the heartache, sweat, tears, to me cursing out to the whole world of like struggles. But like, once you hustle through those humps, like, that's when it comes like trifold. It comes back even more.
Exactly. So, yeah. The abundance is a result of an abundance of loss.
Exactly. But it comes back twice as hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Perfect advice. I was the most frenetic gardener my first year.
Like, am I doing this right? Too much water?
Oh my God.
Some people are like, then too much water. I'm like, okay, so then you learn what too much is.
Yes.
And then next time you like learn to scale back.
Yeah.
And then every season is different. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like this, I would have seen this and I would have been like not understanding what's going on. And I think that was the most like scary thing, is just not knowing. But like you said, that's where you grow. We're
not born
learning.
knowing this either. I think people think like, I wasn't born knowing this. No, none of us are born knowing this.
But you learn that's why you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Because how are you gonna tell people? Like, you're an expert, I would say, expert at Orlando.
No authority here. I do not want to have that title at all. I'm not here to enforce anything. To each is their own. You do you. I'm a madman when it comes into this.
I mean, but it's hard not to just like do it. Be like, I'm gonna do Mike's way, you know, because it's like, look at this. Like,
but you're also talking about 13 years of failures and successes and failures, successes and failures.
But man, just to jumpstart and just take, like, you could write a book right now about Orlando zone, where you're at right now, how to grow and just thrive. Because I've never
perennials to annuals.
Yeah,
and to how to integrate your perennials with annuals as well.
Yes, like I've read so many books, but this is just the real living proof of it. And yeah, like just seeing the soil, having sand, and it being so healthy, even with the little bit of compost that you added to. It's
very
just
little.
Like so inspiring. So inspiring. I love what you're doing, Mike. This has been my favorite tool yet. Seriously. Easily. Yeah. Because I'm like, wow, every piece of it I could just take something from, like you said, just learn so much just sitting here. So
totally.
Absolutely.
I think a lot, observing a lot. The amount of times I'm always sitting back, just walking, looking through things. And that's a beautiful thing when you scale up or you have multiple plants you can compare what's happening here? What conditions are different from this conditions? What was different from last year, this location versus this year? So constantly observing your landscape and everything, the goods and the bads. Like, and those observations are what's going to bring up the questions. Like, why is this happening? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? So always taking the time to observe. Amount of times, foot off, shoes off, walking the food forest, constantly looking at every layer, everything, how nature is interacting, how I'm interacting with the landscape, and really immersing yourself in it and getting connected. So, and that's why I love working with plants and nature, because it gets, in my opinion, it gets you closer towards source. So, which everyone has their own perception what source is, but whatever that may be, there's no denying that there's a source, either if it's the Big Bang Theory that pushed all this energy forward and we're just doing that, or if it's from creation. To each is their own. It's all, at the end, in my opinion, all the same entity. Idea, same entity, just different outlook of what it is. So,
perception.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but there's no way to perceive a being going from dormant, desolate, whatever, to this huge massive, like, it's
and that's
insane.
What still amazed me today. Every time I plant a seed, something so small, and yet how big it can be.
And just how much it brings about. Like, oh, I love gardening. I'm twitching. But,
I love it too. Yeah, maybe you'll start doing it as a living, and you'll start market gardening.
This is oh my god.
I'm always
my dream.
So my dream is to encourage, and what my mission is to have more small scale producers, more farmers. And have more neighborhood
efficiency.
Community working, community engaged farms. We all have, like, our community restaurants, or that we go to, our neighborhood restaurants. We have our doctors, dentists, and all that, but we don't have a farmer in our network.
Community
we don't have
healer.
Like,
I've got my teachers.
Where's all of our community farms and all that? Like, to have our neighborhood farms where I can get some produce and whatnot. So
and different people are gonna like different things, so they're gonna grow different things, and they have different soil. You might love mangoes, I might love lychees, they might love rambutans. Now we got all of them, and I don't have to grow them myself.
It's a more localized, it's a decentralized system, but localizing, and that's the idea. It's so localized.